Is Ram's cargo van as good or better than the Sprinter? We'll find out in today's video. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Rams website in the description down below. They're providing us with the cargo van. If you have any questions, need any help, just ask for Brad. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a 3.6 liter V6. It goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It produces 276 horsepower and then 250 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Cab lights up top, and this one is finished in this really cool kind of dark flat gray. Looks like we just have halogen headlights. That's something they could definitely upgrade on this. And then you can see the Ram logo there on the front. We got parking sensors and then halogen fog lights too. Other than the lights being a little bit of a miss, the rest of the front end with this gray looks good. Towing wheel setup is 225 by 75 by 16. Obviously you can change this setup, but pretty cool that you can have small wheels on this, which means you can get a bit more sidewall on those tires. Very chunky looking fender flares on this, and you've got more of that along the side here. There's kind of like an added layer of protection. While we're on the side, we'll open up the door. It's locked. As I was saying, we'll open up the door. Now inside, you'll see that we already have this nice floor, so you don't have to worry about walking or scratching paint or anything like that. A lot of cargo vans will just have an exposed floor, so it's nice that this one already has this whole setup. There's also a light in the center, and because this is a high roof, you can stand up just kind of like roughly eyeballing it. I guess there's the seams too that you can see along the top for structural rigidity. I would say that this is like mid 6 foot range, a little bit less than that probably like closer to 6'2", 6'3", and then you're going to be pretty much maxing it out. But either way, there is a lot of space back here. You can see the doors in the back don't have windows, and then this one has a partition that actually has a little window you can slide to kind of access this rear area. And then here is the side profile, just so you can kind of see the overall proportions. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock. The unlock's split, so that's for the back of the van, that's for the doors on the side. And yeah, this of course opens up, so you can open up to the side, and then you've got the little latch to open up the door to the other side there. And you can actually push these doors back really far, by the way. So you note that I am still going. And there should be a little, yeah, maxes out right there. That of course means that, yeah, much easier to get into the back. Gotta love the vertical taillights with this whole setup. And that will cap things off for the exterior. Just kidding, I do gotta mention this does have leaf springs in the back. This week's giveaway makes my Jeep look lame because it is a supercharged Rubicon 392 that is fully decked out, producing 650 horsepower. Now, not only can you win this Rubicon 392, but part of the giveaway is also $26,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes. And not only that, your donations go towards helping children's and veterans charities. So use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Any donation, $25 or more, will give you 4x bonus entries. Let's not pop up front. These mirrors have blind spot monitoring. They also power fold in. You've got the power fold in function right there on the door panel. And then you can of course open and close the glass. It just has regular windows. The seats are manual with the adjustments, but they do have some nice cloth trim on them. When it comes to the steering wheel, we've got stuff like our adaptive cruise control there on the right side. On the left side, you've got controls for the center stack, radio controls on the back of the steering wheel, and then regular stocks in the back for like the light controls, windshield wipers, all of that. Mostly analog gauge cluster, but you do have a digital screen there in the center, which you can use to change the information that is displayed, depending on what you're looking for. Backup camera in reverse with this as well, pretty good resolution. As for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here on the side. And I'd say it's pretty quick to respond overall. More physical buttons for the radio, climate, just has single zone climate, for those of you that are wondering. And then you got stuff like your door lock, that's for your lane departure, stability, parking sensors, there's a couple USBs and 12 volt. And then you got a good old fashioned shifter. There is storage throughout, so below the infotainment system, everything, there's some cup holders and all that. And you can see the floor is going to be easy to clean up front. But yeah, there's more storage above the glove box, and there's more on the dash too. And then we actually have, look at that, camera rear view mirror. Definitely doesn't come cheap. This is a 3500, 159-inch wheelbase extended high roof. $62,225. Let's see how this performs. Let's set off in the ProMaster 3500. Sorry if the GoPro view is not great. With cargo vans, you're basically sitting on the front axle, and so you are super close up front, and then you have the windshield that is not like Wrangler upright, but it's a more upright windshield, which yeah, I mean, it's probably rock chips. That's one downside of a cargo van, right? But the point that I'm trying to make here is it's kind of hard to, I can't like do the normal gangster lean I do to be able to give you guys a okay POV, so just deal with it, I suppose. The seats are firm but comfortable. Firm but comfortable. And, you know, I've seen a lot of modern cars adopt acoustic glass and everything. I think that could benefit cargo vans quite a bit because they're pretty noisy, especially when empty. Now the partition has quite a bit of sound deadening in it, so that actually will help out with noise quite a bit. But yeah, that would add to it, is if they added acoustic glass. But yeah, having the partition helps out quite a bit. And the camera rear view mirror, you know, in a lot of cars it's nice. In this it's really nice because normally, like, no windows in the back, you can't see anything. This at least gives you a little bit of added visibility. Obviously if it gets covered up, then, well, yeah, but when it's not covered up, pretty good. And then the mirrors, you know, they obviously provide quite a bit of visibility. The light should be changing in just a second here. And that's the thing about cargo vans, is you drive them kind of more with the mirrors in terms of your visibility out the back. And that's why they have to be big. This is smooth, let me tell you. See how it is on the highway with this 3500. I just realized I did the whole walk around and I didn't show you guys the payload. I will fix that. I will fix that. Not showing the payload on a cargo van. Talk about stupid things. Yeah, this whole powertrain setup is very smooth. Now it's not monstrously fast, but being so smooth at the 9-speed, it doesn't feel bad. Not at all. That's what I'm talking about. You get a bit of road noise and everything. And the reason I say that the interior should be quieter is, you know, cargo vans are typically used for work, or if people, you know, turn it into like a camper van, you're doing road trips, you're gonna want something that's more insulated if you're doing a lot of driving. But then again, every single time I see someone in a cargo van, they almost always have like headphones on or something. But that's probably why, right? That's probably why. You know? So the ProMaster, it doesn't have the torque of the Mercedes diesel. That torque is incredibly exciting, I will say that. So it doesn't have that torque, but the transmission is really smooth. And diesels, right, we all know the reliability long term with all the emission stuff, it's kind of questionable. So I'm not saying that this is going to be more reliable than a diesel, but it's starting to look that way, where these NA engines are just as reliable and sometimes more reliable than the turbo diesels because of all the emissions equipment. Economy is probably going to be a little bit better on the diesel, probably, depending on how loaded up you are. But yeah, this is just going to have less that can go wrong because it's just an NA V6. Versus, I mean, the Mercedes uses it's like a 2-liter turbo diesel, tons of power. But yeah, it's got a lot going on. And so simplicity is key. Ram still, I still don't see all-wheel drive with these. That is one big improvement the Ram could make, is all-wheel drive. Ford offers it, Mercedes offers it. It's low-hanging fruit, if you ask me. It's low-hanging fruit. It's an easy way that they could improve upon the formula here. So that's the ProMaster. The payload is 4,026 pounds.